Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well there's a lot going on in the world right now. I'm not really here to get into it right now, but yeah, I hope you're doing well and that you're around people that you love and you're able to find a way to process the fear and breathe through it and be with it and not just go into panic. Be smart, think for yourself, be educated, don't just panic, stress, fear, they don't necessarily help the situation. So yesterday was my birthday and it was also the day of my book launch, but I decided to make this video today because I did a live stream yesterday. So this is something I've been working on for a long time and I'm really excited about it. You can click the link below to buy the Kindle version, the hard copy, or even the PDF. And just as like a little promo, especially with everything going on in the world today, anyone that buys any version, and you'll see the info below, automatically gets every single cooking video I've ever made for free. So I did a whole website where I have all my old cooking videos. So if you're someone that wants to, especially in these times where you want to be able to save money or get some inspiration in the kitchen and kind of hunker down, I hope that helps you. But it's kind of weird trying to promote and sell a book with what's going on in the world. And I was trying to make sense of it and kind of why I was feeling uncomfortable about it. And then it kind of hit me. It's like, I wrote this book. This feels like, honestly, I'm really excited about it. Granted, everything going on, but it feels like my life's work. It feels like life could end tomorrow and I'd be okay because I got this out. It's like a huge piece of me. Like I poured my soul into this book. And the whole concept of conversations with your best friend is to just really help people feel less alone and more connected to what is. You see, as in life, we tend to just be conditioned to have all these beliefs and thoughts and fears and ideas, and we think they're us. We think that they are who we are and what define us, but they really come from other places. They come from parents, from friends, from teachers, from society, and that's okay, but a lot of times it's based around fear, and the problem with fear is when we keep feeding into fear, we make decisions based out of fear, not based on the truth of who we are. So this book is kind of a tool. It's sort of autobiographical. Like I share a lot of stories about my own life and how I kind of went from this fear-based kind of like character, like living this false narrative, like stuck in the matrix, to actually breaking out of that and being able to design my own life. And I could be here being like, oh, I'm so excited, but there is a natural heaviness that I'm feeling right now, even being where I am. I'm okay with that because a lot of this too is just sitting with yourself. And I think if you're feeling like you need to be, if you're going to a space of being kind of like quarantined or self-quarantined or being more isolated, this book might be a little bit of solstice to just kind of remind you first off that you're not alone, but allow you to go inward. Because we could quarantine ourselves and we could just pig out and we can binge watch TV and just check out and live in fear, or we can actually start doing some internal digging. Because what else can you do other than actually get to know yourself a bit better? So I do hope that this book offers you some comfort. Just know that everything's going to be okay. There's always greater forces at work in the world. And even if things on a personal level or on a global level seem like this mass hysteria, like I said, being able to be centered and just breathing, like we can just take a deep breath right now. Just being able to sit with what is through our breath. I'm doing a lot of like cold training and breath work, and it just helps me sit with emotions. And a lot of this stuff in the book, I talk about different things like heartbreak and finances, and each chapter is like on a different thing, on consciousness, on spirituality, on hate, on anger, on depression, on anxiety. And I just talk a bit about how I went from maybe like being depressed to kind of making sense of depression in a way to actually overcome that. And a big thing that I've seen is that when we sit with how we feel, when we don't label it good or bad, or we judge ourselves or beat ourselves up, we just sit with the feeling, we're able to process it and see where it comes from. So life to me isn't about like living in this perfect state of bliss all the time. You could take drugs and trip out and just always be whatever, but that's not realistic. But being in the experience of life, being in the mystery of it, in the excitement of it, seeing who you actually are beyond fear, and being able to make choices based on your own truth, and then getting to go on this wonderful ride. So yeah, it's a wild time, and I'm going to be doing a lot of live streams and just making content, because if people are kind of stuck at home, I think like, I was doing a live stream yesterday and it was just really nice to get to talk to y'all. A lot of people commenting and asking questions. I was just kind of like cooking some food and hanging out in the kitchen and playing some music. And that's just kind of what I'm doing here. So if I can help you feel a little bit less connected, whether it's through reading this book or just the content, even if you don't get this book. And the book, if you get the Kindle version, it's like $3.31. The physical copy is a little bit more, obviously, but even if whatever you can afford, the PDF version, you're going to get all of my cooking videos. But even if you don't want to buy the book, know that I'm here to remind you that everything's going to be okay and everything is okay. These times force us to really go internal and reflect and kind of see what is, And we get to really get a sense of who we actually are. Because when panic happens and when fear happens, we can either get wrapped up into it, or we can actually sit with it and be grounded and make smart decisions and do the right thing. So yeah, filter things through yourself. Like I always say, know yourself, know thyself. Like really be your own advocate, but also be your own investigator. Don't just like see a headline and start panicking. Like actually like do research and filter things through your own experience and check in and see how you feel. And if you feel like you need to stay in for a while and you get a bunch of food, well, go do that. Or if you feel like you have the resources to help people, go do that. But I'm going to be here helping you all like stay connected, and we're going to play music together and we're going to hang out, even if it's in the virtual world. It's enough to remember that you are not alone, and I just want to remind you that you are not alone. Everything's going to be okay, and I remind myself of that too. But I also feel like at this point in my life, when I look at this book and why I wrote it, it's like the whole context of my life makes sense because of this book. Like without this, I'm kind of like, well, I do things and I can inspire people or whatever. But when I think about like all the things that happened in my life, all the struggles that I've gone through, all the hardships, they make sense to be able to share them. So maybe either you don't have to go through them, or if you're going through them, you can realize that you're not alone. Because I'm really just offering different perspectives on things that maybe people have struggled with, like depression or like finances, to show you a different perspective to help you kind of break free. That's kind of cool. Break free of a lot of the fear surrounding that. So it's just been an honor to hang out with y'all. Conversation with Your Best Friend is out now. Click below to check it out. And also, if you have read it or you do read it, I would love if you leave me a review on Amazon so other people can check it out. But regardless, I know the right people that need to read it will read it. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself. Much love.